Alright, welcome back to Woodchucks Garage. We're going over our cardboard list. We're going to start crossing off a few things and show you where we are now. Alright, still have skipped these two, so we got to get back there yet. The fuel cell is done. We'll show you that. A-N fittings, we got those. Cross that off. Roll bar, yeah, we bolted it down halfway. We took the hood latch out. We're going to work on putting the hood pins in on this video. We're going to change the oil here probably tomorrow, but I do have the filters. We'll show you those here in a minute. I did reroute the electric fuel pump. It's now down on the frame. We put a switch power relay in it. The switches we talked about in the update video have now been assigned. So instead of me going, I don't know what these switches do, they now do something. And we'll show you that here in a second. So we got that done. Fuel pump now works on a switch instead of the key switch, which is nice. Electric fan's working now since we put it on a switch and a relay. I did the pinstripe, but it did peel up in the corners on the cab, so I'm not going to try and fight that. I'm not going to worry about it. So cross that off. New door panels. That's another vid that's already been uploaded on the site. Go check that out. I still have to button up a few things, but I think they turned out terrific. Heater box. Still got to work on that. Hey, guess what? Turn around. We got a windshield! Yay! And it fit. So we'll cross that off the list. Well, still gotta mess with this. We've been playing with the lever. I don't know. I just need to take it down the road and see what it does, I guess. Because it is in two-wheel drive. So it's in two-wheel drive with the front hubs unlocked. I don't know yet. Let's see how it acts. Light visor sitting here on the bench. We're going to put that on in this vid. And guess what? Surprise, surprise. We were treated to a new used grill, which is in better shape than the one that was in it. And that's been installed. The cameraman will turn around and show that to you. I can't tell the difference, but it's identical. So, we've been knocking it out, guys. Let me go around him and I'll plug in our visor. We had to change a few light bulbs. I'm just touching this on a battery out frame. There we go. So we're going to get that put on. Set this down over here. What's that? Well, get that to stay put and not fall over. I bought two sets of these Dick CPEC Baja Laser 100s. They're 100 watt H2s. And cameraman will turn around and show you those. We have those installed and wired up. And the switch on the dash is now controlling those. And they're separate from here to up there. So you guys need to tighten that down some more. But it's starting to fit the theme of the truck when it was built. I'm kind of trying to bring it back to its former glory days. So I'm kind of happy how that's turning out. Just kind of happy. We found out these Ford Motorcraft FL1As will work to change out the questionable aged auxiliary filters. They're just two auxiliary mounting pads, but they take the same filter. It doesn't matter. One's oil, one's the trans. This block of wood here is just to hold the hood up. We're going to get this hood pin set up, put in. Not sure we're going to do that just yet. We're getting there. we're going to go ahead and pause it for a minute to put this maybe up on a tripod so we can put some sealant on the holes for the Lund visor, and we'll get that visor bolt down. That'll totally change the look of this truck. But it was on the truck to begin with. So let's get to that, and we'll get right back to you guys watching what we're doing. Alright, here we go, guys. Goes over that drip edge a little bit. Shove this back this way. Alright, we'll get this tightened down and we'll be back. Alright, with that, the visor is now installed. We have the caps on the bolts that hold it on there. We'll simply just wire those clearance lights into the light circuit of the truck. So when we turn on the park light or headlights, this will come on. But for those, they'll be on a separate switch along with the fronts. Both of these Motorcraft fillers spun on with no issue, so we're ready there. We just need to drop some fresh oil in the engine. So now these two amber switches will control the front and rear, or upper roll bar lights. Oh, scratch that. That will be the fan switch, electric fuel switch. And over here, that will be the upper, not the big one down below, will control the off-road lights. Now I have the shifter bezel installed. That's ready. We found out after the windshield went in that the old mirror won't go on that, so I'll have to buy an aftermarket rear view mirror for it now. Again, we talked about this in the other vid. This fuel tank that we put in was aftermarket, but it comes with gigantic AN10s, which you need to reduce down if you ever expect to hook up to even 3/8 fuel line. These two are going to become my vents, so when you turn the fuel pump on, it doesn't try to implode the fuel tank because it can't breathe. And that'll be those two fittings at the top. Obviously we haven't wired our fuel gauge yet, but I still think it's a pretty good deal on this fuel tank with a sending unit. Average price is less than 140 bucks for a 15 gallon, which this is. And that's going to be our single feed line. We don't need a return on this. So I took and bought a 10 to 8 AN reducer, and that blue fitting is an 8N to a 3/8 barb, and we're just running rubber hose on this. Again, this isn't for drag racing or racing of any kind. This truck is destined to mainly be an off-road, two-tracking trail rig. Do a little hill climbing with it, do a little mudding with it. We still got to secure the rear of the roll bar. We do have it secure at the front on both sides. So it's all wired in now. And those your bright coverings there come with those lights when you buy them. But we just used regular old black conduit to cover up the wiring when we were done. Well, let's move on. We're going to go ahead and work on putting those hood pins in. Not sure how we're going to do that, but we're going to figure that out right now. So here's our hood pin kit. This is everything that's included. You can either choose to use the screws that come with it, or you can pop rivet it, anything you want to do there. There's the cables. There's the bezels, the pins. Get my finger out of the way. And here are the rods. And you just got a nut on the bottom, nut on the top. You just run them down together. After you get them adjusted where you want. What I mean by that, that's the plate going through. And where you want that is where the hood shuts down nice and firm. And you can still put the pin through without too much hassle, without the hood fluttering. So that's the biggest obstacle, and what we got to figure out once we get it installed is just get them adjusted right so that the hood stays down firm, doesn't flutter, and we're able to get the hood pins out quickly if needed. So let's figure out where we're going to put them. Alright, so we're trying to figure this out. There's a couple different places, but we got to go through some sort of structure instead of no structure. So he's going to peek under here with me. That's just the hood latch. Stick that out of the way, or not the hood latch. Prop rod. This is the bump stop, so that has to hit here. Think about maybe going here because there's an open spot to maybe get a nut in from underneath. I'm not sure I'm going to hold it, but we have all these openings in this hood, so I got to figure out where to put it. So if I aim for here, at least that's something. And we go up the top, we're going to have to position this about there. We're not putting this on first because whatever this ends up at will dictate where this goes. So that'll end up there, but you'll just see just the top of that for the pin. So I'm going to have to position this probably about there. We'll have to drill a hole, obviously. I think that's where it's going to go. I think that's our best option, guys. The hard part is the hood starts to come down, and that hole, believe it or not, might change as the hood goes down further. I'm not sure. We have to oblong that a little bit for a little bit of adjustment so that goes through where I want it. Because now I gotta not only make this hole, but I gotta make that one too. So I guess we're going in this vicinity. I think it's going to be about right there. But this is all seat of the pants, guys. There are no instructions when it comes to a universal hood pin kit. You just got to figure it out. I'm not sure how much detail I had, but if you go back and look at our Dodge Dart video, we did hood pins on that as well. But we actually built a little L bracket that we screwed on to the popper, I don't remember, I think we bolted it onto the core support, and that became the mounts for this. Since I got the car before we started work, there's a rib that goes through here on that Dart, and these plates, of course they when I slid back, ended up here. And I much prefer to have them out here, but the hole's already in the hood, so I didn't really have much of a choice in setting that up. But I think we'll be okay with this setup here. It's going to be over here, about there, and going up. So I think that'll be fine for what this purpose is. And I guess typically, I think what we'll do is we'll run this through there if it'll fit. If it doesn't, we'll make it fit, I guess. Either anchor it like that if it'll go through, or I may have to, there we go, do something else. But you gotta have the cable anchored to this, then anchored to the pin so you don't lose the pin. Well, I guess enough yakking. Let's attempt this and see if we're a success, the words I can't say, and we'll try and position this the same way on both sides. I did notice on the Dart project that one was somewhat straight but the other one was crooked. Wasn't me, that's the way it was done, so it kind of ended up having to go back that way, but you really got to be paying attention to see that. Well, let's give it a try. We'll see where it ends up at. We'll bolt this down first. I'll get my safe hood prop in place. Yeah, that might work. It just might. So let's drill a hole. I'll bolt it down. I'll bring the hood down. We'll take our handy dandy blue paint pen and mark it here. Again, the hard part is drilling through and making that a true up and down. That's what I'm worried about. That is a hard angle to come up with, because we're not doing this number, we're actually doing this number. So when it comes down onto the pin, this hole here is probably set back further than the one that's on top of the hood. I don't know. This isn't the easiest thing to pull off, so let's just get after it, see how it turns out. Alright, I've chosen that spot. I have this in hand. If I set this down here and you look up, I'm just going to catch it right here. So I think that's going to work. Even if I need to move this, I think I can, because this should flex enough to do that. But let's go ahead and drill this hole, get this set up, and we'll make another mark here. I guess we're drilling upwards. I'd really drill downwards, but it's just not going to work. So let's give that a try. Alright, here we go. Point of no return, I guess. be our pilot hole. Step up to another bit, and I'll just use a step bit for the rest. I can go just a little bit bigger, it's not going to be a big deal. We need to get to that size. And if you are not comfortable with doing this type of a modification to your vehicle, because it is the only thing holding the hood down on this, you may want to hire a professional to do this. As Derek would say, I'm an idiot. Anything that I do on this channel and you copy is assumed at your own risk. Again, this is a step drill, allows you to keep going, open the hole up. So you have it the correct size. It's one of the better inventions that's come out. That'll work right there. Of course, I'm using my bare finger. Probably gonna try and get a barb in there. So what happens next? Well, we got 2 nuts in this. I think I can get from underneath here the wrench, if you can see me doing that, and be able to hold it on an angle. So that may or may not work. I'm holding it underneath the finger. See if I can get it to start threading. Or not. Come on. Well, that's not good. I'm going to try not to drop it. That's right on. So what's the deal? There we go. Again, we don't know height yet. Hopefully that'll drop over. Yeah, it doesn't. So, okay. Don't say I'm perfect, guys. I make mistakes, just like the rest of y'all. Stick a screwdriver in there, push it out, grab hold of it. I guess it wants you to do this. So we're going to do this. Then this. I don't know if you can see with my hand in the way. I'm trying to not be intrusive here. Again, we're filming real speed. We're not speeding this along. I know a lot of channels you watch see a lot of footage being sped up on things that you wish they hadn't. They just don't start, guys. There we go. I got a little bite started. Buzz that down. Ta-da. My bring the hood down and mark it where it needs to go through the hood. Again, we want this to stay put because that's going to support the rest of it and allow adjustment. And that sits in that pocket. We're aiming for here, in between these two things. So the cameraman's going to have to step down off his high vantage here. Turn the under hood light back on. This is factory option, by the way. Leave the 2x4 down, set this in here. Looking it over. He's going to come around the side and show you. You're going to get blinded by that LED. Yeah, we're going to try and go about right here, right on the ragged edge of that, because this can move. I can bend that if I need to. So I'd rather have that be a straight shot when it comes up through. It can be off a little bit, that won't matter, because there is a slope to the hood. So let's give that a try. I'm going to go ahead and just mark it. No tape measure in here, guys. I'm going to go right there. Just going to have to commit, send it full throttle. No turning back now. That's where it's going to go. Well, I got my air cleaner on, so I'm not worried about metal shavings going down through the carburetor. It's just going to fall down through here. It'll eventually rattle out going down the road. Good. Slot back to the pilot bit here. I like this new innovation they have in trucks now these days. You can just turn just this part and it locks in. You're not trying to hold two things. So, I'll reach up and get my fingers chopped off by your ceiling fan. And I look centered somewhat. Get walked. Now I'm just going to open this up for now. Maybe one more. So the next bit I'm going to send up and through the top of the hood. It'll probably end up in disaster, but that's why we got that little cover thing. It'll hide the mistake a little bit. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do this number. So if I open this up. See how I changed that angle from here to here just by doing that? So I'm going to open this up one more time, but I'm going to stay off the outside. I'll bring it down on this pin, and I'll try and mark it on the inside with a paint marker. See what that gets us. Forward we go. Tighten her up a little bit more. Alright, yep, should wear safety glasses, but I'm not. I'll grab for the next phase here. See what it does here. see it's going through. Where's the light? It's underneath. So it's starting to go through. That's what we want. So if I lower it down more, maybe if I press on it, maybe I'll see a little dimple pop up through. I don't know. So no, it's gonna hopefully work. So I'm about to remove my block of wood. See what it does. Doesn't really. Right there. See that little dimple it did? That's our hole. Just by pushing down a little bit. Now I made this mistake long ago on our top secret project car. Waiting for you guys to subscribe a whole lot more until we reveal that. Now, one thing I'm not really fond about, I might have to move that back actually a little bit, is the disc. You can see where that hole is, but we can also see where the hole is in the disc. If I put it there, then I'm hanging out. So I'm going to have to move it up and be right at the very edge of this to pull this off. So this dot's got to move back about 1/4 of an inch. So, me trying to get in the way, maybe there. Go there. I think it'll be okay. Because this will get screwed down. It may stick up a little bit, but I can always take and tap that on the workbench to kind of roll it down a little bit. So I can't go back much more. I don't think that thing's going to bend back that much. So, this is the part, again, no return. Of I'm going to go ahead and get on our little step here. I can get a better angle on it. Of course, use my bare fingers to brush that off. Go for the next size. Couldn't tell you what size bit this is. Doesn't matter. I know what the problem is. We don't have this on drill mode. Now it's on drill mode. Step down. Go into the drill step bit, but before I do, let's see if we can push back on that pin and do a little bending. Just like that. Told you it'd bend. So I may have to oblong that entry, which doesn't matter, in order to hit this. So, let me actually grab the safety glasses. Clean a little bit. We're going to trying to waller that a bit. And I think I have what I don't own one of these, get one. Works real well for opening up the holes for lining things, and also you can use them for, I guess, porting cylinder heads, stuff like that. It's going to make some noise, so if you got earphones on, headphone alert! So all I do is oval that out. It don't matter, because the hole on top is what matters. There we are. Push that back a little bit. We open that up, she's going to come right through. So let's open that up, and I can still bend that bolt where I need it to be, and we'll be okay. Set up this block of wood. And let's open that up with a step drill. As with anything, don't touch that after you've done that, or you'll find out that was a bad idea. Let's get sort of smarter. Use a brush. Anything else, we'll just vacuum up with a trusty shop vac. Let's see what that gets us. Take the block out. There we go. Again, this is going to go down. And as soon as I figure out what happened to it, there it is. The other one slid back, if you guys are paying attention. Drop that on there, and we're right on the jagged edge. You know what? I think it'll be just fine. I'm not worried about it. We'll get that screwed down. We'll get this adjusted. So that's how you do it, at least on this particular job. And if you look at it going across, it is standing straight up and down. It's not on an angle. So let's go ahead and take that off. Step around behind my cameraman. Get the other plate. Lift that up. So what I'm going to do is open that hole up one more just to make this easier. Because you ain't going to see it. Because this actually becomes the true. So open this up even bigger, it won't matter. It still has to go through here. So let's open up just one more step. See me doing it, I'm not afraid to try and scratch this hood. This is Rust-Oleum semi matte black, and that's another video of this truck. Shows how I sanded everything down and sprayed it, but this is straight out of a quart can of Rust-Oleum, and it's just easy to take care of as far as I'm concerned. Ain't gonna put no wax on this thing anymore. So now we have that established, and we're okay all the way through. In fact, with Rust-Oleum, I'll probably put a little bit on a rag or brush, I don't know what I'm using, and treat the holes so they don't rust. We can go over to the other side and just duplicate what we just did. Hood prop up. So, it's probably going to be about here, but we're going to bring it down, see where it needs to be. We'll go ahead and get this side done the same way. We'll pause it here, we'll come back when this job is complete as far as hood pins go, and we'll move on to something else. Alright, I just simply used a fender bolt to hold the clip. This is now secured in place as the other side. He's going to go ahead and lower the hood down. I took a Q-tip, doused in Rust-Oleum raw, and treated the hole and the 4 holes with screws to prevent any further corrosion, but I'm just doing that as a formality because it rusts. Don't care. Hey, we'll catch up here in just a minute. My battery's running low. We'll show you the final installation, and that'll be it for this vid. Thanks. Alright, now my cameraman's taking over. He's going to finish up screwing down the scuff plates for the hood pins. Again, we're just running that down till it stops. This isn't a high torque deal, just run it down till it feels snug and we call it good. Alright, we had a very busy day. We've got a lot accomplished here. And this is the finished product of the hood pins. And that is the only way the hood's being held down now. Next thing I'm going to do is take the hood release latch out from under the dash and give me more kneecap room. But we just did a test fire. Again, it fires right up. No issues. So tomorrow I'm going to grab some more fuel and put in it. Feels like we're getting brakes now. So a test drive is just around the corner. Alright, thanks for watching Woodchucks Garage. Please like and subscribe and share to your social medias. Thank you.